I want them to meet not a criteria, but a certain kind of value standard of not being a crappy person. And I guess that's just limited to being a crappy person to me, but in general, I don't want them to treat other people poorly. It's okay to be a little bit conceited, but to be so conceited to say that another person doesn't matter, that's off the table. That's too much. But I do like sass because that means they have an opinion. That's what my brain evaluates as an opinion. Like, you don't just have sass to have sass. You have sass because you think you're right. And I don't know, I think that kind of conversation, as long as I can get it to a point where it's not screaming at each other and I can find someone who's sassy but is willing to talk to me, I think that would be an interesting relationship dynamic that I would love to have and experience. Which is why I really like Latinos right now. Like, I enjoy their sassiness, and yes, they say they're crazy, and I would agree, but I wouldn't know, because a lot of people say they're crazy, but it's not like people do things for no reason. Girls and guys, no one does anything for no reason. If there's a sassy Latina, what happened in her past? Why is she so upset that you are talking to girls? Did her dad or her uncle fucking do something? Probably. Does someone she know get cheated on? They don't fuck with that, because that happens a lot in that community. It just does. Maybe not directly to them in their family, but around them and in their community, it happens. So I'm not just gonna discredit what they say. And if they're not willing to trust me, or like if you're in a relationship with a Latina and they don't trust you, A, have you done anything that's not trustworthy? B, is she just holding insecurities from people around her, and so she's scared it's going to happen to her? By scared, I mean, yeah, she's scared. And she has to come off as an attitude as this isn't going to happen to me, and that's why they sassy. But I just am genuinely curious, because I like them, I really do. I just think that they're so interesting, and I want to know their point of view. Like, I'm genuinely curious, because I like their hair. It's just because I like their hair. It's shiny, it's dark. They cute as fuck. Not all of them, but most of them. Most of them are cute as fuck. I guess I want a family. The thing with Latinas, though, is that they already have a family. Most of them already have like this close family thing, but that's not what I want. To build a family. So the likeliness of me actually finding what I want from a Latina is fairly low, but at least I would still like to have a relationship with one to experience it, to find out what I can from that experience. Obviously, I can't generalize that experience. It's just my individual experience with that person. But I know that I'm worth having the experience with, because I've recently learned my own value. But I also know myself, and so I will never trample on someone who doesn't know themselves. And a lot of people that do know themselves, and I know that I'm saying, like, know myself, like it's duh, everyone knows themselves. It's not the same thing. Being yourself and knowing yourself are two different things. It's difficult to explain, because if I could explain it, you would just, I don't know, you would get this sense of, it's difficult, like, of self-awareness, I guess. But a lot of people don't know what they want or what they want to do, which is fine. You're not, I don't even know what I want to do, but I know myself. I know I want a family, and that is something that I want as a desire because of my life and my experiences. It is a result of my childhood of like no friends and growing up feeling as if I've had no friends. It is a result of my family kind of falling apart over the years. And it's a result of just wanting a secure person to be there, like, and to build a family with. I've lost my train of thought, but mostly out of a relationship, I want to be myself. I want the other person to be themselves. I want to be able to talk to them and not worry that I'm going to say something wrong and they're just going to leave. And I will do the exact same thing to them. They can tell me anything and I won't just leave for no reason. And if they leave and they're like, oh, I can't accept this because of this and this, I can accept it. It will hurt like hell, but at least they can tell me how they're feeling and I can at least somehow understand it. That's why I'm really tired of dating and relationships in this fucking world, because a lot of people will just be like, well, it's time to ghost them. I'm done. And I just think that's the dumbest shit. It's like, a lot of people, that might be healthy. Like, if someone's treating you like trash and they are toxic or abusive, you should ghost them. No lie, you should ghost them. But if someone is a reasonable person who's gotten close to you, you have a responsibility to have closure with that person, so that person doesn't sit there and mentally destroy themselves because of you. Because that's how relationships are. People aren't just gonna ignore like you randomly leaving their life. At that point, then you're the toxic person. Like, if you're in a relationship for like 8 years and it's a really good relationship, but suddenly you just find yourself unsatisfied with how this person's gonna be, or that they don't have ambition or drive, that's fine. You're entitled to that. But you don't just fucking ghost the person on one day, because now that person doesn't know why. That person can't grow or improve. And that shit just bugs me. And I can't believe it happened to one of my friends, but it did. And I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't know his girl, so I don't know. But it's how people like my cousin are created, and he's just a womanizer now, and he just sleeps with people, however, because he didn't have any closure. He doesn't know what's wrong with him, so he's just like, fuck it, all girls are just gonna be assholes. I might as well just fucking do whatever I want. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna judge you for that. You are a product of what the world has created. It's not your fault. I mean, does he have responsibility for the actions he takes? Yes. Did he choose to become how he wanted? No, absolutely not. He was absolutely in love and wanted a one-person relationship at one point. But because of his situation, he turned into something that he was not. So he is now someone different than he was at that point. So I guess people just don't understand how absolutely fucked up their decisions are, or what they do. It just blows my mind that people can just say they care about someone, say they love someone, and then not communicate to them that they're not in love anymore. I mean, I can understand wanting to not make someone else sad. I can understand not wanting to deal with the drama or someone begging you to stay with them. If someone's begging you to stay with them, and you said it's over, at that point, you've done your due diligence. You can leave. You have already said, and you're done. You're just, even if you're not satisfied anymore, I guess that works, but that person just has to move on and realize that that they'll find someone better than you for them. Like, there's this idea that people are better than other people, and that's just, I don't agree with that. There's absolutely no one in this world better than me, and there's no one in this world better than you. We are all just fucking people trying to get through this whole shitty universal experience. It's just desires and wants control what we do. So if someone out there wants something different than you, and you guys don't communicate it, or it's not being supported by someone, you should probably break up. That's just my opinion. But I guess I just want someone to support me emotionally. I don't even care about monetarily, because I can live on my own halfway anyway with a roommate. I can afford a little bit more. If I was better at budgeting, I could straight up just afford on my own. But anyway, that's my rants on relationships and nonsense.